the fuck? What the fuck is this shit?
Alright, I'm about to start narrating.
Alright, guys, shut the hell up.
Alright. It was a normal day in Gravity Falls.
Oh, Jesus!
As normal as Gravity Falls gets anyways, Dipper Pines was reading his book, and Maple, his twin sister, was wondering what he was doing. Dipper, are you gonna keep your nose buried in that strange book of yours all summer? You gotta go out, have an adventure, Maple explained. Not now, Dipper said. I know what this is. I know what this is. Dipper. Oh wait. Not now, Dipper said quietly. I'm trying to decode this. He was looking at a cryptogram and said, XSLFAQBEQXZLYBII. Dipper was officially stumped. He could not figure out what it meant, and it seemed very mysterious to him. Grunkle is going to take us for a diner till lunch, Dipper, Mabel exclaimed. Dipper, however, was not in the mood for the dinner. He was publicly humiliated last time he went, and he thought the food wasn't very good anyways. Mabel, I don't want to go to the diner, Dipper said solemnly. I want to go somewhere else. But there isn't really anything else in town unless you want the Taco Bell near the forest, Mabel replied. Taco Bell? Dipper's ears perked up. He had never eaten a Taco Bell before, and ever since last week, he had a craving for the Mexican food for some reason. Why don't we just go to Taco Bell today? Dipper asked. Taco Bell? Why do you want to go there? Grumplestan says. It smells like the bathroom when it gets clogged. I had my heart set on pancakes, Mabel moaned. Listen, you can go to Taco Bell if you want to, but don't come crying to me whenever you smell like expired onions. Fine, I will, Dipper said harshly. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Grunklestan said. But as he was exiting the mystery shack, the door hit him on the way out. Ha ha ha, said Grunklestan. He was laughing. Anyways, Mabel and Grunklestan went to the diner, while Dipper tried to find the Taco Bell. He had brought with him his book and a couple of bucks. But finding the Taco Bell was harder than he had previously thought. He had been looking around the town for what seemed like days. The mystery book wasn't helping him either, until he saw a flicker of a sign in the forest. He went into the forest. Why would there be a Taco Bell in the forest, Dipper asked himself. After hiking for about an hour, Dipper finally got to the Taco Bell, but sure didn't look like any other Taco Bell he'd ever seen. It was surrounded by a barrage of giant oak trees in an open field, completely different from the rugged terrain of the Oregon forest. The open field was covered with at least 3 layers of pine needles, which got attention of Dipper. He stuck his hand into the pine needles. Ow, said Dipper. Oh shit, sorry, I lost my... Ow, Dipper shouted. A pine needle poked him. It hurts. The restaurant, Taco Bell, looked like a silo, sort of. Well, it was very cylindrical. Cylindrical. The outside had a rusty picnic table, and it looked like no one used them at all. Dipper walked up the restaurant door. Should I go in there, Dipper asked himself. I'm starting to have second thoughts. Why is there a small, desolate Taco Bell in this forest, miles from the nearest road? But I guess it's my only option. Mabel and Grunklestan are probably done with their lunch right now. And they were. Mabel wondered why Dipper hadn't come back yet, but Grunklestan didn't really give a shit. So Dipper entered the restaurant, but he was relieved to see that the interior was really normal, except for its high ceiling. There were no customers inside, but Dipper thought that was normal considering how the franchise was so isolated. He went up to the counter. There was only one cashier working at the registers, a very old, slightly deaf, bored out of his skull cashier. Dipper decided what he wanted to order, then he approached the register. Excuse me, We only got tacos, the cashier interrupted. Okay, well, I guess I'll have a taco then, Dipper said. What did you say? The cashier yelled. I said I want a taco, Dipper says back. Okay then, the cashier says, as he went to the back for a few minutes. When he came out, he was carrying Dipper's taco. That'd be $1, the cashier said. Dipper gave him the money and went to sit down at the least grimiest table. He bit into the hot, spicy, juicy taco filled with thick, pure meat, mild, tantalizing black beans, and sour, fluffy sour cream. He enjoyed every single bite of it, that perfectly good taco, and it still tasted in his mouth after he swallowed it. As he was about to bite into it a second time, he felt a churning movement inside of his body, something he had felt often. Uh-oh. As he rushes to the lavatory. Man, that really went through me, Dipper says to himself. For some reason, the bathrooms were hidden in a corner far from the counter and far from the table he was sitting at. When he walked in, he found out that all the bathrooms are actually surprisingly clean. For a fast food restaurant anyways. And Dipper found this suspicious. All of the stalls were full, and no one was using the urinals. But right on cue, someone walked out of one of the stalls. Dipper didn't pay much attention to who was walking out, but he was wearing all black, had a plastic bag with him. Dipper just had to go. Unfortunately, he didn't make it in time. He checked his pants and found the worst of all. Diarrhea, Dipper said. He was about to leave the stall when he noticed the bulge in his pants. He touched the bulge, and once he touched it, he knew exactly what it was. It was an erection.
Oh my gosh.
What is wrong with you, bro? Why are you reading this?
Wait,
Just don't.
Hey, shut up, let's listen to it.
He found himself completely aroused after touching it, and he started to do it some more. Eventually, he was ready to do hardcore.
Why do you have to
masturbation.
say it in such an ASMR way?
He didn't know what was arousing him, but he knew for a fact that he was aroused. He took off his blue shorts and his soiled underwear, revealing his medium-sized but not small penis. The tip was bright and red, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I love your stories, man. It makes me want.
Dude, best analogy.
Dipper started to
dude,
get
that's
his
really
Johnson
on
harder
point.
and faster.
We'll stop on 109.
Alright,
Dipper
continue,
started to
Daddy.
yank his Johnson harder and faster. The 5 incher was getting pounds.
Okay, stop
Dipper
playing music.
started-
Can you go back to the part about Rudolph?
Who is it?
Do what?
I don't know.
Okay, just everyone be quiet.
Hey, Dad, you're gonna have to mute me. Alright, let's help this guy.
Eventually, the medium-sized dick couldn't take it anymore, and he burst into an explosion of cum. The cum got all over his walls, the toilet. Dipper felt proud. He had creamed himself for the first time, but he was upset that it was not over at Wendy's. No, Dipper thought,
What?
all this is not enough for me. I need to really solve this. With his erection still active, Dipper began yanking at his penis again. It was much quicker, and Dipper cummed quicker. It was bigger release than last time, and it began to rain Dipper's seed. Dipper felt more proud than last time, his heart about to burst from all the droplets of cum falling down from the ceiling. He felt happy as he felt the first day of the snowball. He stuck his tongue out to taste the cum. Okay, no, you know what? No, I'm not reading this.
Read more.
I
Come on.
I love it, Dad.
Alright. If y'all like it, if you guys like it. Alright.
Dude, the best part is at like towards the end.
I
Hang
love
on,
it,
I'm gonna
Dad.
scroll down a
How'd you even read to the end?
Well, because it's good.
Alright, where was I? I was at... Okay.
He was about
He
to
stuck his
taste it.
tongue out to taste the cum. Shiny from the faulty fluorescent lighting in the bathroom, he tasted it. And he thought it was one of the best tasting things in the world. Better than the largest chocolate bar. Better than the rarest pig. And better than that taco I was
Stop.
having earlier. By now,
Oh, hell yeah, that's my
he
shit.
couldn't leave and miss out on this great masturbation adventure. He wanted to taste the cum. He scrapped a handful off the stall and put it in his dirty, wet mouth.
Alright. Hey, Gabriel, can you shut your fucking mouth? You're not funny.
Anyways,
Zion, spectate me a second.
fuck, where was I? Okay. He grabbed another, and another,
Spectate me.
and another.
Wait.
He was getting more aroused by the consuming of the cum, and he released another load. So that's where it's all
Holy
coming
shit.
from, Dipper said to himself. Cum all over his face and teeth. Dipper came with a solution to get a more hardcore adult masturbation experience. He was going to put it into action. He tilted his head down, sat down on the cum-covered ground, grabbed his hardened Johnson, and stuck it in his mouth. Once it was firmly in, Dipper began to suck on it very hard. He sucked it like a lollipop in the county fair a while back. It tasted a lot like it too. His legs were so expertly over his shoulder that he could have been a gymnast. He could have sucked on his hard dick. The more...
Good question,
the more
Daddy.
Housefly
How
shook.
athletic was he?
Eventually, just when he was going to give it out, he came in his mouth. It was the best thing he ever experienced, and he kept performing a fellatio on himself. As he was stimulating himself, he accidentally fell over to his side. He broke his penis and cum on the floor.
Cringe.
The floor
That's
was
actually
covered
really
with so
disgusting,
much
no.
of Dipper's cum that he started to make a snow angel in the cum, or a
No
cum
more.
angel.
Can someone teach me how to surf?
No.
Nah,
You can learn it
press,
yourself.
when you're on the
Video,
left
watch a
side, you press A. When you're on the right side, you press D.
Well, first you need to bind against your start
This thing is
so
White for anybody else besides me? Like, did they
It's
change the
always
color?
white.
Dude, we're not even halfway done.
Oh yes.
keep going.
Now please continue.
Jeez. Alright. Y'all want me to finish it, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
For a video.
Yes.
Alright.
For that YouTube revenue.
It needs to be 10 minutes for that revenue.
Come on,
He
we need
brought
the
his
money, man.
erection- He brung his erection up to his mouth and began to suck. This time he made it very clear to lick the feces off with his tongue.
Oh my
Soon
god.
enough, the tongue touched his dick, and he came. He was having the most fun he ever had in that bathroom stall and forgot who he was, where he lived, where he was, or what he was
That is
eating.
a fucking gay
All
faggot.
that was on his mind was that sweet cum.
I mean, it's his.
He thought of a great idea. Dipper took a
Thing
spoonful
is
of
not gay.
diarrhea and a spoonful of cum, and he put it in the toilet. He flushed it, but before it was all the way down, he grabbed the wet pile of shit and cum and stuck it in his mouth.
Oh my god. Stop it now.
Fucking
Oh, yes.
god. Please
Oh my
continue.
gosh, yes.
Dipper was consuming all of this shit, cum, and toilet water, and it tasted great. And he kept on doing it for God knows how long. And one of the times he hit his head against the toilet rim. Dipper's brain must have been knocked out of place that time, because this time, instead of putting the shit and cum in his food hole, he started to lather it on his penis. He wanted more
This
of
kid
his
has
Johnson,
some
but that would be a
dick
failure.
problems.
I like that.
Once it was covered again, he put it in his mouth and began sucking, but he did it too hard. And as he was sucking and coming, he accidentally bit his dick.
Nope.
As soon as he tasted the blood, he broke out of his coitus and saw his lacerated penis. He saw a mix of blood and cum coming out of it, like a lava, and his
No.
erectile muscle bleeding out.
Negative. Of course
Dipper-
not.
Delicious.
Dipper grabbed it and grim-faced
favorite
it.
shit.
He winced at it and looked
I
horrified.
love ASMR, dude.
He snapped
Yeah, I
out
know.
of it all and tried to figure out the solution to the castration. He put some diarrhea on it and cum, but that didn't stop the bleeding. Dipper spit.
How many times is this gonna come?
He comes a lot. For his
That is
medium-sized dick, he came a lot.
Dipper spit out the piece of dick that he bit off, and he tried to reapply it, but it didn't work. No matter how many times he tried to reattach it, they all failed.
And this guy must have had a really tough day.
I know.
He must have felt really great about himself at the end.
Or a
Mabel
really
rushed into the
hard
men-
day.
Sorry, I had to scroll.
That was a funny joke.
Mabel looked at how messy the stall was and how it was used to the deed. Her pink sneakers were sticky from stepping into the reddish-brown mess of the fluids. She walked around the messy stall for a bit, but then she saw the most horrid sight she could imagine. Dipper's corpse.
Oh dear lord, oh my gosh.
Did he knock himself out? Something,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Probably.
Dipper
he
Mabel
die?
was welled up in tears at the sight of it and began to cry. As she was crying, she sat down in the pile of blood, feces, and cum that looked like Dipper's lifeless face. It was beautiful, as his smooth facial features complemented in the circle of cum around his lips. Oh, Dipper, Mabel said through her tears, let me clean off that white stuff off your lips. Mabel brought Dipper's head up to hers, and she kissed him. After After pulling out of the kiss, Mabel enjoyed it, and so she kissed him again. She didn't want to let go of
Is
the
this a
girl.
fucking like sex crime
Guys,
scene?
if you have a comment, put it in the chat.
Alright.
Not when he had just died.
No, nigga.
He was her brother, after all. She held Dipper's naked corpse in her arms, and she felt a tingling feeling in herself. A secret, dirty side. No one would care if I just did it right. He's dead. And how would I know in this restroom stall? Mabel thought. She immediately came up with the answer. She pulled Dipper's head to her head and kissed him again, only it was a French kiss. Once Mabel was done, she put the body on the floor, and Mabel got down on the fluid-covered floor too. Mabel started to go on a kiss-crazy frenzy with Dipper. They made it look like Dipper was alive, tongue into Dipper's deceased mouth, scraping the feces and cum off the roof of Dipper's mouth.
Is this still in Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Hey.
Mabel was shaking even more now that her tongue was touching Dipper's. She unzipped her jeans, slowly slid them off, and then threw them at the wall. They stuck
She's
there.
fucking a dead body.
Mabel realized her
That's the best thing, though.
virgin vagina. She took Dipper's purse and artisan
You guys want to hear a joke?
Yes.
Yes.
Hashtag incest alert.
Alright.
Continue.
Yeah, please continue.
Mabel revealed her nice, clean, exposed virgin vagina. She took off Dipper's purse, not noticing the eternally bleeding penis, and brought it closer to the cervix. She rubbed it.
Are
She
there
rubbed her
pictures?
clitoris for arousal purposes before sticking it in. And once the dick was firmly in, she finally felt joy in her life. She loved the feeling of losing it to her dead brother's body, and started to get the oddest feeling. She finally lost it. If only Dipper could kiss her back. After what seemed like hours, it just wouldn't fit in. Mabel finally looked down at the new, pretty messed up penis. Mabel couldn't look away at it. It was now swollen to the size of her head. The whole mix of rainbow colors and them still spewing lifeless cum. Mabel vomited, which only made it worse. It grew bigger and bigger. Oh, Dipper, she said
Just
softly.
like a heart.
Then Mabel started to scream. The stall door bursted open. Standing in front of it was a man dressed in black. He had a Taco Bell logo sewn on his left fleece jacket. He was wearing squeaky shoes and squeaked across the bathroom floor. He was wearing dark sunglasses. Give me a second to scroll.
Holy shit, this is a fun story.
Mister, I
Wait, what is
didn't
this,
intend
gay?
on this to happen to my brother.
Guys, the stage
She
2
said-
where it's orange is so hard.
Hey, not now.
I got
Mabel
past
stood
easy.
shaking with tears in her eyes. The man brought himself closer to Mabel's face. Sir, you're in my personal space. The man was inspecting the red spot in Mabel's cheek. After several seconds, the man touched the spot, trailed his finger in it, and put the finger in his mouth. Blood.
What?
The man whispers. What did you say, sir? Little girl, do you know what that is on your cheek? Mabel repeated to the mysterious man. It's blood. And with the blood being on your cheek, have you developed, shall we say, a desired taste for it? The man asked back. Mabel did not notice the retractable chisel in his right hand. Yes, I didn't mean to, I just... Shh, the man quieted her. If you like the addicting taste of it, why didn't you say so? And without warning, the man cut her across the chest with a chisel. She screamed. Blood started pouring out of the diagonal cut. You can lick that up. Your blood probably tastes better than that kid's. She couldn't scream. As the man pulls out the chisel and slits her throat,